The Pentagon wants to unleash Anthropic's Claude AI system for military uses. It's demanding that the company agree to some controversial changes by 5 p.m. tonight. Anthropic has so far rejected that deadline. Now, the dispute appears to be about the Pentagon's desire for unrestricted access for military use and Anthropic's desire to restrict use in some cases. Washington Post reporter Tara Copp joins us live right now. We appreciate your time today, Tara. So what is the Pentagon asking for here, and what restrictions is Anthropic trying to maintain?
Good morning. Well, the split between Anthropic and the Pentagon right now really centers on two uses. Fully autonomous, meaning AI makes all of the decisions, and whether its technology can be used in mass domestic surveillance. Those two are both red lines for Anthropic. And in the last couple of weeks, as our story this morning has unfolded, the Pentagon and Anthropic have been having private conversations about hypothetical situations. And one hypothetical situation that really kind of illustrates just how far apart these two parties are, the Pentagon's Chief Technology Officer, Emil Michael, asked Anthropic a hypothetical. If an ICBM, a nuclear warhead, were launched and was heading towards the United States, would Anthropic allow its technology to defend the US? And Anthropic's answer, and this whole conversation has been disputed by both sides, I should caveat that with this. Anthropic's reported answer, according to DoD, was they said, give us a call and we'll talk through it. Anthropic has disagreed with this and said we would be okay with missile defense, but these two sides are not communicating clearly. You're seeing them have a war on social media. A lot of different parties, including lawmakers, are trying to get involved behind the scenes to get them back on the same page. But it really is stemming from mistrust by AI, which has some pretty stiff ethical guardrails on how its technology will be used, and the Department of Defense, which is looking at a really powerful tool and saying we need this to provide the best defense for our country.
So, Tara, you say these two sides, they are not communicating clearly, but Anthropic has, until 5:01 p.m. tonight to decide. So what is at stake here if Anthropic does not comply?
They might lose all of their business with the government. The Pentagon has threatened that if Anthropic does not comply, it will look not only at Anthropic's contract, which would likely be canceled, but it would look at any other vendor that is using Anthropic's AI in its weapons platforms. And AI is used throughout the Department of Defense right now. Anthropic was the first, it was kind of the groundbreaker who got into classified networks. Others like Grok will follow and also be in classified networks, but Anthropic was really groundbreaking in this sense. And so if Anthropic loses its contract with the Pentagon, and potentially last night that also escalated to maybe losing all government work, it could be significant for the company. However, we've been watching, and the response to Anthropic taking a stand on this has been really lauded by not only the public, but by other AI companies and other novel technology companies who are saying, if you're creating this product, you should be able to have some control over how it is used.
I'm curious, Tara, can the government use this AI system anyway without Anthropic's approval?
There's a possibility of that. Experts are split. So Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has also threatened that if Anthropic does not comply by 5:01 tonight, he may invoke the Defense Production Act. That's the same act that compelled firms during the pandemic to produce ventilators. And in that example, the companies did not have a choice over, where those ventilators went or how they were used. They were just told to produce them. There's an argument that that same type of authority could be applied to Anthropic, but other experts have said, this is a software. The DPA was really meant for hardware and for actual weaponry or raw materials, not a software that changes every single day and is in some ways a different product every single day, because it is learning, it is being fed data and information, and can take a whole lot of different forms. So, that would be the next fight if at 5:01 there is an impasse.
So what could this ongoing disagreement ultimately mean for other AI firms?
It's having a chilling effect. These firms invest a lot in developing their proprietary product and in how they're training AI and what they want, particularly these large language models to be able to do. But again, the Defense Department and the government is one of the big buyers and big spenders, and a lot of these companies are very excited to work with the government.
Yeah.
So I think that each firm will have to come to its own agreement and decide with its own shareholders and decide with the public what its own red lines will be.
It's all very interesting. We'll see what happens later tonight. Washington Post reporter Tara Copp, thank you so much for your time and your insight today. We appreciate it.
Thank you.